everyone. Welcome to this new module PLDs and memory. PLD is programmable logic device. So in this module we will first discuss about the RAM or random access memory decoding. So RAM is a volatile memory and which CPU frequently accesses during the operations. Okay. CPU can read and write the data in this memory. RAM is a collection of the words where the word is basically a group of bits or the storage cell. So if the RAM consists of total 2 to the power k words. So if the RAM consists of total 2 to the power k words, okay, each word, if the RAM consists of total 2 to the power k words, each word can be accessed with the help of the k address lines. Alright. Now, if word consists of the n bit, if it is an n bit word, then to read the data from the memory, we need what? If the word consists of n bit, if it is an n bit word, then to read the data from the memory, we need n output lines. Okay, we need n output lines, and to write the data, we need n output lines. To read the data, we need n output lines, and to write the data, we need n output lines. Okay, so in order to perform these read-write operations, we also need two control signals. In RAM, same data lines are used for inputs and outputs. Okay, that is, data lines are bidirectional. And enable, you can see over here there is an enable control signal. So what does it do? This enable control signal is there to select the memory, and read write control signal is there to select the operation. When enable signal is 0, memory chip is disabled, and when this enable signal is 1, memory chip will be enabled. Okay, and when enable is 1, this read write signal is 0, then memory will perform the write operation. Okay, you can see over here it is explained in this table. Now, if we take the example of 16 by 4 size RAM, it means that it consists of total 16 words and the word length of each word is 4 bits. Okay, so you can see over here the group of 4 binary. What are these? BC. What does it mean? The group of 4 binary cells. BC is binary cells. The group of 4 binary cells. Okay, what does it do? It make the one word. Okay, so with the help of this 4:16 decoder, we can select any one of the 16 words. Okay, so what are these arrow? This is the binary cell. Okay, this is my select line, this is my input, this is my output, and over here this is the read write signal. All right, now select input of all. Where was the select input? This one, right? This is my select input, right? So select input of all the binary cell which are on the same word. So they are connected together. All right, and we have here 4 input. We have here 4 input and 4 output lines. For input, these are all input, right? These are all inputs to your binary cells, and these are the output lines. 4 input and 4 output lines. And the binary cell in the same column, are sharing the same input. All right. Binary cell in the same column, they are sharing the same input and output lines. Read-write signal is applied to all these binary cells. Okay. Now, let's say the input of this decoder is 0010. Okay. So when the enable signal is applied, what will happen? The decoder, it will select the second word, because I have applied what? 0010. If I want to perform the read operation, then what I need to do? If I want to perform the read operation, then the read signal will make logic 1, and here, since the second word is selected, we have selected the second word, right? Here, since the second word is selected, only that word will respond to the read signal. If we want to write the data, instead of 1, the 0 will be applied to the control line with the help of the decoder. So those addresses are decoded and the read and write operations are performed in the memory. Alright. If we have a k input decoder, then it will require the 2 to the power k AND gates. If I have a k input decoder, then it will require total 2 to the power k AND gates. And each AND gate will require total 2 to the power k inputs, right? Next, as the number of words in the memory increases, the required size of the decoder also increases, and it ultimately increases the complexity of the decoder. So in order to avoid this, we are using this coincident decoding, and this decoding is used in the memory. So here in the 2D decoding, instead of using a single k input decoder, what we are using, 2k by 2 input decoders are used. Okay. So here the 10-bit address is divided into 2 parts. Okay. One part is having what? One part is given to the row decoder to select the specific row, and the second part of the address is given to the column decoder to select the specific column. Okay. The location where the row and the column coincides, that location will get selected. Okay. So here each word represents the specific word in the memory. If the input to the row decoder, is say 11110, if the input to the row decoder say this is 11110, then it will select what? It will select the second last row. Okay. And if the input to the column decoder is 11110, then what will happen? It will select the second last column, right? It will select the second last column. It will select the second last column, and word where both the row and column coincides will get selected. Thus decoding can be, that means the decoding logic can be simplified. All right. Now, for a let's say for a 1k word memory, for a 1K word memory. If we have only a single 10 input decoder, then we need total 1024 AND gates, right? Where here we are having only two 5 input decoders. Okay, each decoder will have total 2 to the power 5. That means 32 AND gates. 32 AND gates, and total 32 plus 32, 64 AND gates are required, right?